Je vais mieux, je sais où.
She is singing with all those fireworks as well. I should.
Kia ora and welcome. My name's ZoeStibi and I am your vocal coach for today. I am so excited to be taking a look at Eurovision for 2025. In today's vocal analysis, we are taking a look at Louane with Maman. So sorry, I failed French at university. Let's just see what she's up to with her vocal technique. This is gonna be so good. Oh, but if you are looking to improve your vocal technique, check out the description below for my free singing lesson. Louane's not gonna need it, but maybe you just want to like sing with more stability and stuff.
Y a plus d'amant, y a plus de lit. Finalement, tu vois, j'ai construit ma vie. Et le vide écran, les questions aussi. Toi, tu vas comment? Est-ce que tu vois tout ici?
She is singing on a platform over top of the crowd. Oh my goodness me, look at that. And she looks stunning. Like, you don't need don't really need fireworks, do you? I'm sure there's going to be fireworks, so let's go again.
Y a plus d'amant, y a plus de lit. Finalement, tu vois, j'ai construit ma vie. Et le vide écran, les questions aussi. Toi, tu vas comment? Est-ce que tu vois tout ici?
I've got zero idea what she's saying, but what I love about the way that she's presenting this is just, you can really, it sounds heartfelt to me. You can see she's not overdo it with the facial expressions. You can really notice it in her voice, this amount of emotion that's going into the sound. We're hearing that lovely thyroid tilt going on there, and that's the main difference between us speaking and us singing. You can see these little short, sharp, high breaths. Let's watch that again, because she's not overdoing it, because the sound is not breathy. We don't need to take on loads of air.
J'ai construit ma vie. Et le vide écran, les questions aussi. Toi, tu vas comment? Est-ce que tu vois tout ici? Et j'ai bien changé, j'ai bien grandi. De toi j'ai gardé tout ce qui fait qui je suis. Je vais mieux, je sais où je vais.
I love that. And she's not getting too loud. She's keeping a reserve. I mean, she does that way better than obviously she sounds the Eurovision stage, and I'm not. So we've got this, you know, we've got to have that start of the sound nice and quiet, a little bit of breath being introduced to the sound there. But did you notice those little breaths? Because the phrases were so small, we don't need to tank up on all of this air. That would just spoil the sound. And also, we don't really have the time to take on a bigger breath. Now let's have a look at what you're doing. We've got this lovely cry going on there, forward tilt of the larynx in order to stretch the vocal folds and allow them to go higher in the range.
Tout ce qui fait qui je suis. Je vais mieux, je sais où je vais. J'ai arrêté de compter les années. Et si j'ai voulu arrêter le temps, maintenant c'est moi qu'elle appelle maman. Maman, maman, maman. J'ai trouvé l'amour.
Ah, goodness me, what a beautiful sound. So, firstly, I'm going to give her a round of applause. These she's singing like that on the stage. I would be shitting myself. I really don't like heights though. Ugh, makes me feel so nervous, like seeing her up there.
I was so excited that I didn't make sure that my audio recorder was going. I've got it on a separate thing over here. So now it is going. Fuck. Anyway, so I am really loving this. We've got this. Oh, and you can hear that you go. Oh, we're going from that breathy, more falsetto-y kind of sound. The vocal folds are quite stiff at the top there, less kind of core to the sound. And she's clicking into that more vertical larynx. Oh, and that's a really great way, actually, the way I would encourage singers to try and find their chest voice again as they're coming further down the range. And if that's something that you are wanting to work on, to find that kind of meatier, louder chest, louder, that's not even a word, Zoe, that louder chest voice sound, then check out the link in the description below for my free singing lesson. Actually, there's 3 free singing lessons to join my chest voice challenge. Check them out down below, because this is what we really want to find, is that point where we go, well, we need to flip from the chest voice into the head voice in order to be able to train the sound, so we know exactly like where we're going and where that, it's called the passaggio, actually happens in the sound. You notice though that she's not putting loads of effort into her body, because I'm sure she's got loads more in the tank still. So let's just go back on that.
Maintenant c'est moi qu'elle appelle maman. Maman, maman, maman. J'ai trouvé l'amour.
Oh, isn't this not a beautiful song? So we can hear, oh God, no, Zoe, she did it beautifully, but when mine was a big, yeah. So what we've got there is we've got the coordination between those head voice muscles and the chest voice muscles to allow them, well, that was more coordinated, there we go. And what we're really trying to do there is to pull back on the breath. So we've got, so breathy, 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 less breathy. And you notice that she's lifting her chin up ever so slightly. And that can sometimes just help us to get back into that chest voice sound.
J'ai trouvé l'amour indélébile. Tu sais, le vrai toujours, même quand le temps file. Quand il me tient la main, j'ai plus peur de rien. Et ça me fait comme avant, quand toi tu me tenais la main. Je vais mieux, je sais où je vais. J'ai arrêté de compter les années.
She is singing with all those fireworks as well. This is just Louane. I love it already. Now, I do actually know, now that I'm thinking about it, the singer Louane, she is relatively famous and has been around for quite a long time, actually, if I have the right Louane in mind, yeah. But I go into these analyses quite blind, if I'm completely honest. So, so many things going on. Firstly, that degree of smoke and then still being able to sing. Brava, because that's really challenging. Smoke can dry out the vocal folds, can make it kind of challenging to breathe in. I don't know what she would have timed that probably with the breath that she took in at the same time. So when she would in, you know, when she's speaking at the beginning, that was my version of her lyrics. Beautiful acting though, because you really almost felt that, not almost, you felt that kind of like catch in her throat, and I just got like chills in that little moment, because that's how good of an actress that she is, bringing in that little bit of constriction, a little bit of slack at the end, and that's making it feel like it's really challenging for us. And that's what we need to do. We need to make it so that it's not only looking like we're acting the part, but also that our voices are going and doing the sounds that we would do in everyday life, as if we're having a conversation with someone. We can't just sing it like technique, 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 technique. You know, it has to also be with the acting, which I suppose is a section of technique as well. Let's just go back on that, because I really love she goes back into this chest voice sound.
J'ai trouvé l'amour indélébile.
So she's actually down on the B flat 3 below middle C. Da 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 da. That is bang on point for a really lovely chest voice sound. Actually, for some people, maybe it's a little bit low in the chest voice range. So you can hear that though, she's just bringing in a little ba-da-da-da-da, a little bit more volume, adding to the intensity of the lyric that we're hearing as well. Although I don't understand any of it, I'm understanding the feeling that she's trying to convey and the emotions. I feel like I understand it, even though I don't have the lyrics in front of me. That's being created by thicker vocal fold contact. So we've got more resistance to the breath, and that's what gives us that louder sound.
Indélébile, tu sais le vrai toujours, même quand le temps file, quand il me tient la main, j'ai plus peur de rien, et ça me fait comme avant, quand toi tu me tenais la main. Je vais mieux, je sais où je vais. J'ai arrêté de compter les années. Et si j'ai voulu arrêter le temps, maintenant c'est moi qu'elle appelle maman. Maman, maman, maman.
Okay, so she's got this, that's really challenging. So although I don't speak French and know very little about French, in the 2 semesters that I failed at university, and in the few French songs that I've sung for exams and things like that, maman has a nasalized at the end, maman, and you can hear that, maman! That's so hard in order to sing that. And we're on the D5 there, which is actually like, that's high, not high for the head voice, but high if we're staying in that slightly heavier mix sound. Mama, it's hard to do with that soft palate in that mid position, because the soft palate is really what gives us a lot of stability in the throat. And at the back of the nose, the soft palate is the trap door to the nose. And that's what we really want to lift up in order to get more back pressure coming off from the sound that's coming up, hitting the soft palate and then going back down again. There are some exercises that we can do. This can help with if you're wanting more resonance, power, stability in the sound. And there is a whole section of exercises that I have available for you in my online singing school, the Vocal Academy. You can check it out in the description below. And I go through exactly how you can sound not nasalized, but also you're going to be able to gain much more volume in the voice without pushing. And that is why this is just so beautiful. And that's why I know that she's a very well-trained singer, because to be able to sing with that soft palate in that mid position is a challenge. Okay. So that is down below for you, those exercises to gain more resonance, and also gain more power and more like volume, whichever way you want to call it, in your voice. So you can see as she's lifting the neck, it's helping to keep those thicker vocal folds. Mama! But did you notice, we're going to go back and look at that again, she flipped into a slightly lighter sound. Mama! Beautifully executed, not saying whether that's good or bad or anything. It's just neutral. It's just an observation, because I think that it's so beautiful that she didn't just belt the crap out of that part of the song, but if she had done that, would have also been stunning. This is just so fine with these wonderful technical parts of the song.
Je vais mieux, je sais où je vais.
and there come the fireworks. You can say, I'm sorry to stop it there. I'm like, we want to run it. We're going to watch all of it again. Okay. Too much going on. So we heard that, Mama. And she had that lighter sound. Did you hear it? She did it again and then there. But we needed her. You know, it doesn't feel like she's that high, but she's up on the B flat 4. So that's got that thicker vocal fold sound, and that's what we would call a mixed sound. We've got thicker vocal folds out, really a little bit out of where the thick vocal folds like to be. Because if we were keeping that thicker vocal fold way up there, it would sort of sound like she's yelling a little bit at us, or we would start to get into that belting section. That's not what she's doing. It's a little bit thinner. You can hear a little bit of the vibrato as well coming in at the end of the phrases. So let's go back on that, because I like that she didn't go into a full bout, because we're really hearing the way that she's going, and then she's adding in more cry to build up the emotion as she's continuing. That's hard. Yeah, don't know the words. But that closed vowel, very hard to stay and sound good on that note. But she's just a wonderful singer.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Wow. Whew, that is just so beautiful. I don't like the maman at the end with the child. It's a bit kitschy, to be honest. I thought she could have said it, but I love that she added and then almost like went into another gear as she went at the end of the song. Just listen to this bit. She could have really, I would have preferred, to be honest, to hear that at the very end, just because I felt like she wanted to go there. But again, this is live performance. Anything can happen, and it still sounded beautiful. The voice is a living instrument, and these things just happen. Not poo-pooing Louane. That was stunning. It's just, I'm assuming that she would have wanted to have hit that in a fuller sound. She went into more of a head voice sound there, because she's more than capable of doing that. But she's standing on a suspended thing up there. I cannot stress to you enough what ends up happening when we are on an unstable platform, no matter how much that crane is holding her up there, yeah? She is still having to use a lot of those internal muscles in order to keep herself stable on that platform. And that platform will be moving because it's in the air. And so she's really going to be working on one side that can really help us with our singing, because I like to practice with singers as well on a wobble board in order to help them to feel their bodies a little bit more if they're really struggling with volume. So that's something that you can have a go at if you like, and let me know down in the comments if you have tried that. Just one of those flat boards with like a half circle underneath it, to sing on one of those. It helps to engage the internal abdominal muscles, which are the ones that we want to use for our singing. But if you are not used to practicing on that, which I'm sure she practiced with, ultimate professional that she is, when you then go on to singing on something like that, and you're used to having to engage a lot more of your muscles in order to hit those notes, that is maybe what happened. It was a little bit of an over pushing with the volume, and also it can be really hard in those situations to really hear the music. Although it be coming from here, I'm sure the crowd in itself will be extremely loud. So that's, and that's very hard to practice with, because you usually do your sound checks and everything like that without the crowd. And so then it's incredibly difficult when you get up there. So she just did an absolute beautiful job at that. And that mama, great consonant order for us to get up there in that belting sound. I really, really do love that. Mama. Do you know what? I might even come up with a warm up, because I really like that. Beautiful little melisma there to warm up the voice. So, wow, Louane, that's just so beautiful. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win Eurovision, because I'm starting to get a bit of a better idea now, and I have absolutely no idea. I think there are so many great songs so far for this year. So I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. Check out some more Eurovision up here, and I'll see you around here next time. Happy singing. Just remember that everyone can learn to sing. You just have to have the tools. You have to have the tools, and that is exactly what I'm here for. I'm obsessed with vocal technique, and I have an online singing school. It's called the Vocal Academy. You can check out the link in the description below. If you want to learn to sing with more stability, you want to know what you can do with your voice and really explore this wonderful instrument that we have, not only through trying different exercises, because exercises are great, but also learning how to put those exercises and technical details into actual music, because that's what we're going to end up singing, right? We end up singing songs, music, words, then that is what is waiting for you in the Vocal Academy. We have weekly singing lessons as well as bi-weekly masterclasses where you get to sing with me live on Zoom, and I give you feedback on your singing. And we also have group practice sessions where you get to train with one of our vocal coaches so that you can go away and I know that what I am doing is on the right track. And I know that if I do A, B, and C, I am going to be able to sing better at the end of the week. So check that out in the description below. I'd love to see you in the Vocal Academy. Mwah! Have an awesome rest of your day. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.